It was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was talking to this person on Twitter, and she was trying to defend Trump's record. And we've all established at this point I'm not a fan of either party, but that includes disliking a number of his policies. So she tries to basically say that everything is hunky dory and you know so great and yada yada yada. That's when I tear down this. Oh, the economy is doing so great, and I go, no, it's inflated by the stock buybacks, and it's part of the boom bust cycle of rich people buying a couple of expensive things and that stimulating it artificially versus a majority of people going out. Lack of action on the banks, surveillance state, government has a copy of all your emails. Um, what else? The seven wars. 76% of Americans live in paycheck to paycheck. Just all of the usual, stuff that is factual. That when you bring up, people will, for the most part, say that's horrible or terrible. So her response is to say that, and remember, this is a few weeks ago, that you can't expect the president to do everything overnight. And so when I listen to that, and I keep in mind that we're now getting ready to close out his second year of being in office. So that's a good 20, 21 months. And you're telling me that in 21 months, the most powerful man on the planet could not have done anything about these multiple issues in this country. That I am wrong to believe that the most powerful man on the planet could be able to fix anything going on in his own country. That somehow it takes 3 years to back out of being involved in Yemen with killing what is it 10,000 over 10,000 civilians, and the contributing to the worst case of cholera in modern history, where a quarter of the people infected over there are children at the age of 5. All of this stuff takes years to just say stop doing it. You can't just snap your fingers and go, we're done. We're not going to bother with that anymore. Um, and so when you hear people like that, and remember, it's easy to say you can't expect this one public official to be everywhere or to be involved in all these different kinds of things. But whenever you phrase it as the most powerful, which is what Trump is at this point, and it would be true for any other president of the U.S., the most powerful man on the planet cannot do anything about, give or take whatever issue that affects loads and loads of people. Whoever is saying that with a straight face is intellectually incapacitated, because they're telling you to abandon the logic of what abilities this person has in the office that they're holding. And because I don't like the fact that you're bringing up stuff that they're not doing anything to stop, don't mention it, don't talk about it, just shut up, pretend it's not going on. And really, that's the reality of the circumstance. That most people would say, having 3/4 of the people living in your country living paycheck to paycheck is terrible. The fact that you're not addressing it is awful. Yada yada yada. But when it's their guy in office, they turn a blind eye to it because it doesn't fit into their tribalism to start second guessing their supposed successful system that's rendered 63% of its participants, Americans, unable to afford $1,000 emergency. This is all stuff that they don't want to acknowledge, not because it's not true or some fake news nonsense, but because they know that it dents the nonsense they've preached inside of their heads. So it's sad. It's again part of the manipulation that has been employed. Oh yeah, things can be terrible, and just be quiet about it because hey, at least it's not piss.